Hello, you speakers. I'm Catza.
I'm George.
And I'm Javier.
Welcome back to the Üspk English Podcast, your ultimate destination for leveling up your English skills. I'm Catza, and with me today are George and Javier. Today, we're delving into a crucial aspect of fluency, mastering extensive grammar ranges.
Excited to be here again, guys.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for today's topic, guys. I'm actually a little tense.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, very, very clever. All right, George, why is this topic essential for our listeners?
Well, picture yourself, all right? You're talking, you're talking to other people, native speakers, and trying to express yourself, but you keep stumbling over your simple grammar structures. You get stuck. You want to say something, but you're afraid and choose not to say anything, and you just go mute. Sounds familiar? Well, fear not, because today we're exploring how grammar range affects your fluency and how, and also some tips that we're going to give you that will help you.
Now, keep in mind, guys, a lot of people doing lower levels, they'll just tend to just shout out nouns, things, but the grammar, the verb is what tells you what's going on in what time. Is it in present and past or future? So let's start with short grammar range. Now, this refers to the ability to use a limited set of grammar structures accurately. When I say limited, I'm referring to using only simple present tense or only past tense. While it is essential to know basic grammar, relying solely on short range can hinder your fluency.
Totally.
Yeah, for example, someone using only simple present tense in every conversation, while they may be understood, their speech can come across as repetitive and lacking nuance. It's like trying to paint a masterpiece, but with only one color.
Yeah, now, contrast that with someone who has mastered an extensive grammar range, they can effortlessly switch between tenses, clauses, and sentences and sentence structures. Their speech flows smoothly, making it easier for others to understand them. They are very articulate as well. Now, I must remind our listeners, these fancy words, what they mean, like tense. You say, what is tense? In this case, it doesn't mean stress, okay? Tense is what we, as teachers or grammarians, use to refer to the time that you're talking. Is it in past, in present, or future? It indicates a time. So that's why you'll hear the word tense. Okay, so whenever you hear the word tense here in our podcast or anything about that has to do with grammar, it's about the time, past, present, future, and other forms. Okay, and what is a sentence? A sentence is a set of words that is complete in itself. It usually has a subject. It has a subject and a predicate, and conveying a statement, question, exclamation, or command. For example, Javier is talking just right now, so I'm mentioning who. Javier and what he's doing. He is talking, a predicate. Okay. And, we're not going to get too much into this, but a clause is very similar to a sentence. Okay. But, there are two types. Ones that don't necessarily have to convey a complete idea. For example, Catza comes to Guadalajara. What? It's not complete. If Catza comes to Guadalajara, we'll take her out to see other places, tequila, right. And sightseeing. It does need other words or other sentences, another sentence to make it a complete sentence. Okay, so that's a clause, so not to worry. But anyway, you guys out there, you don't need to worry about remembering what these words are, the tense and grammar, what they mean, because what you need to do is learn how to use them, not how to explain them, right? Unless you're going to be a teacher. As Javier said, this is called meta what, Javier?
Meta language, and I don't recommend you become a teacher. We don't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun.
Oh, come on, but it's so rewarding.
But we have a podcast.
Have a lot of fun.
It's true. So rewarding to change people's lives.
True.
Yeah, I've met business, very, very successful business people in our school that have become teachers, not because of the money, but because of the rewards they have. And you met them as well.
Yeah,
we enjoy what we do, guys. I'm all kidding aside. Yeah, but I mean, we train people, we train teachers, we teach students, and we have a lot of fun. but don't do it for the money.
Uh-huh,
And also,
exactly.
don't confuse Claus with Santa Claus. Because otherwise you'll be lost.
Or with claws.
With claws, Ooh,
Claw.
claws, Hey, did I
Claws, as in-
tell you the one about the bear that went to a bar?
I think so.
Not yet.
No?
but
Can
I'm
you
afraid
retell
you
it?
will.
Okay. So this bear goes to a bar and he goes, "Hey, bartender, give me a beer." So the guy gives him a beer and the bartender says, "So why the long pause?" He looks at it and goes, "I don't know. I always had them." Pause?
All right.
All right, for everyone out there, paws is another word for animals' feet or hands.
Feet
You
or
could say.
claws.
So that's what we
P-A-W-S.
call.
Okay, pause. Yeah.
P-A-W-S, paw.
Yeah,
Paw.
Not
P-A-W-S,
P-A-U-S-E.
Like dog's paw.
Pause. Exactly.
Okay, now moving on, coming back. For instance, imagine someone seamlessly blending present, past, and future tenses in their storytelling. It adds depth and richness to their conversation. They can captivate people around them and paint vivid pictures with words.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you decided that you want to expand your grammar range. How can you expand your grammar range? Well, for starters, focus on expanding your repertoire of grammar.
Oh,
Sure.
fancy word.
Oh la la. Yes, we have a lot of French in English. Ready? Can you guys think of any French words in English?
Bouquet.
Yeah,
Mhm.
bouquet. I love
Fiancé.
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 My fiancé.
Yeah. Renault.
Pan au chocolat.
Or my favorite word, garage.
Oh,
Garage.
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 Entourage. That's another one.
Entourage, yeah.
Entourage.
For all the French people out there, please excuse us.
You should probably
Pardon our
we should
French.
probably record a
Pardon our
podcast about
French.
French influence on English.
Yeah, so expand your repertoire of grammar structures, learn new tenses, practice using conditional tenses or other tenses like passive voice and active voice, and experiment with complex clauses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one is role-playing exercises and conversing with native speakers are fantastic ways to sharpen your skills. And remember to pay attention to context. Understanding when to use certain grammar structure is just as important as knowing how to use them.
Now we have uploaded previous times and many times other episodes this in regard to fluency. Now you might want to check those out before you continue or come back later on. Now, right now, let's talk about why mastering both short and extensive grammar ranges is crucial, especially in professional or academic settings.
Yeah, having a diverse grammar toolbox always, allows you to express yourself clearly and confidently, making you a more effective communicator. So whether you're giving a presentation at work or participating in a class discussion, having a wide range of grammar at your disposal will help you shine, and you won't go mute like I, told you a while ago, like, oh, what do I say?
I'm bright like a diamond.
Exactly. So now here are some examples where we're going to show you how short and wide grammar range work. And this is a setting. Imagine you're at a party trying to strike up a conversation with a group of strangers. You build up the courage to talk to people, to speak up. But as you start talking, you find yourself stumbling over simple sentences. Your words come out disjointed and your message gets lost in translation. The others nod politely and they smile because they want to be polite, but or you can sense they're confused. It's like trying to build a house with only a hammer and nails. You can't get the job done with just one tool, right? Now, here's a show, or he's going to show, George and Javier are going to show you short grammatical range.
Hi, I'm George.
Hi, I'm Javier.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
Good, thanks. You?
Good too. Do you come here often?
Sometimes. You?
First time. What do you do?
I'm a teacher. You?
I'm an engineer.
Now listen to a wider grammatical change.
Hi, I'm George. Nice to meet you.
Hi, George. I'm Javier. Nice to meet you too. Are you enjoying the party so far?
It's been great. I didn't know anyone when I arrived, but I've met some really interesting people. Do you come to these events often?
Occasionally, yes. I like to meet new people and unwind after a long week. How about you? Is this your first time here?
Yes, it is. I just moved to the area a few weeks ago, so I'm still getting to know places and people. And hey, by the way, what do you do for a living?
Well, I'm a teacher and I work at a local high school. Teaching English and history is challenging but very rewarding, actually. And you?
I'm an engineer. I specialize in renewable energy projects. It's quite exciting for me and, to work on initiatives that have a positive impact on the environment.
Well, that's interesting.
All right. See? So that was a big difference.
Now, Catza, do you know why it is so difficult for Hispanic English learners to expand their grammatical range?
Well, Javier, there could be several reasons why it might be challenging for Hispanic English learners to expand their grammatical range. One of the major reasons is the influence of their native language on their English speaking. Here I'm referring to direct translation, especially because we rely only in 3 different tenses when we speak Spanish, whereas English require a lot more. So, for instance, Spanish and English also have fundamental differences in their grammar structure, which could make it difficult for learners to grasp the complex grammar rules in English. So that's why people tend to rely on direct translation and not perfect their English.
That's true. Remember, we talked about this before. Translations is kind of a logical thing to start when you start off in the language, but it's not the best way to go. You'll only get too far. Additionally, the lack of access to quality language learning resources, in reference to your questions, and the limited exposure to native English speakers could also contribute to the difficulty in expanding their grammatical range. Don't you think? Or what would be another reason, in your opinion, George?
Well, you just said it, it's lack of exposure and practice. Many Spanish speakers may not have enough exposure to English in their daily lives or lack opportunities to practice the language regularly outside the classroom, especially their students. They just rely, it's just what I'm going to do in class. But other than that, that's all they do. Also, and very important, is the cultural and social barriers can influence the willingness of Spanish speakers to learn and practice English. Factors such as linguistic discrimination or lack of community support can hinder access to language, hearing, and learning and practice opportunities. I've been in situations where I'm with friends of mine who are foreigners, and they can only speak English, and I'm walking down the street downtown, probably, or in the mall, and I am Mexican. I look Mexican, and I'm speaking to my friends in English, and I get by not everybody, but by some people, a dirty look. Like, I've heard even comments, like, "Hey, you're Mexican. Speak Spanish." Okay, so it happens everywhere. I've heard situations also in the States where they listen to Spanish speakers and they say, they go like, "Speak English. You're in America." So, yeah, I mean,
do you think that might be one reason why learners are so afraid to speak up when they are practicing their English?
I think one of them is our culture is it's like this. Our culture, because I'm Mexican, we're very self-aware, and we're afraid of making mistakes and being mocked or ridiculed.
Oh yeah,
we like, it's like you have a friend, and that's the way it is, here in Mexico. You say something, they make fun of you, and they think they're helping you, but they're laughing, and that really hits. You might laugh with them, but deep inside you're like,
It hits a
"Oh,
spot, right?
I made a mistake, and how embarrassing, and there was this person, and she heard me, or in front of a boss or a situation or other co-workers, by not being able to speak English as they wish they did, can hinder their confidence. And then when are they going to start practicing? Because they can't, because they are afraid of making mistakes.
Right.
So
That's
that's why
true.
there are conversation clubs such as ours, where
Exactly.
they can practice conversation and without any fears of being mocked or ridiculed. On the contrary,
Exactly.
they will
Yeah.
be helped.
It's a
You
safe
do have to be
environment.
careful out there, though. I mean, I know a person who's very close to me, who is also an English teacher and looks a lot like me, who got into an argument with a person on the street.
Oh my
For
God.
the same reason. You know.
Jesus.
So this person, because he was speaking English on the street, so this person got into a fight with this person that is very close to me, who happens to have the same name as me.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
was
believe it or
you.
not. And yeah, they had to get into a fight, so I had to choke him out.
Oh,
my
it was
God.
you.
It was you.
Oh, did I say that? Oh, the person is very, very close to me, like very close.
Now I
Like your
understand where
second
all
self.
these references of boxing and wrestling come from. You are an expert in wrestling.
Right.
Wrestler.
Oh, don't challenge me. I just do it for fun. And then speaking of fun, our fun fact of the day. Guys, do you know the name that is normally given to a woman who never got married or had kids?
I don't know, but I'm just waiting for it.
Yours said happy?
Could be for some happy. Relieved?
Yeah. Do you know the name?
No, we don't.
No. Okay, the word is spinster. Have you guys ever heard the name of that for a woman
It
that
rings
never
a
got
bell,
married?
but no, it
It
rings
rings
a
a-
bell, but I don't know where.
Spin,
From
why
where.
spin? Doesn't make no sense, right?
It's a spinster. Oh yeah.
A spinster. Now, the word spinster originated in the 14th century to describe a woman who worked as a spinner. That means making yarn or thread for clothing. They had the wool and they had the spinning thing where I think Sleeping Beauty, remember? She
Yeah.
poked her finger and that's a spinning wheel.
Ah.
Yes.
Okay, do you remember that she poked herself in that little thing?
Yeah.
You know the story. Okay, so
But she
this
was not a
happened in
spinster.
the 14th century in medieval Europe. Okay, so is that why Sleeping Beauty never got married?
I think not. Come to think of it, now that you're mentioning it, I think that is the main reason.
Well, back in those times, spinning was a common occupation for women. Okay, and many women worked as spinners to support themselves. Now, over time, or to supplement their income, for that matter. Over time, the term spinster took on a different connotation, becoming associated with women that never got married, particularly older women who were considered unlikely to marry. Right? However, this usage is now considered outdated and a little bit derogatory. So be careful when you use it, okay? Because it does stereotype women.
Yeah,
I know a lot of women that are very successful and they just never wanted to get married. So,
Exactly.
despite all this, guys, the origins of the term spinster highlight women's important contribution to the textile industry and economy throughout history. So, in a way, it's a good thing.
Interesting.
Ready, guys? And to finish off on a good note, ready? Here's the joke of the day.
Okay.
Guys, do you know how to stop a rhino from charging?
Jewel?
George, do you know how to stop a rhinoceros from charging?
Stop a rhino from charging?
Yes.
No, I don't.
You take away his credit card.
We just
Come
dropped
on.
100 new listeners.
Yeah, you can't charge no more.
Oh,
No, you gotta. Yes, okay. Like to explain that, we'll probably explain this in a TikTok.
Charge.
Charge means da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, all full.
To collect
move
money,
move
right?
your body with full
Uh-huh.
force forward, or you can charge.
For collecting money,
Credit
uh-huh.
with a credit card, or you can charge. To electrically load something onto a device.
Charging your phone. So it has.
this- The objective,
Ooh,
guys, of
clever
the jokes
meaning,
for all the fans out there of the joke, which I am. is to help you with the duplicity of the word.
Oh, yeah.
In lower levels, we learn that one word means one thing, and as you progress in the language, you'll realize that one word could mean 3, 4, 5 things,
Yes. Like
and that will really, really expand your
charge. Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah, it's super important. Thank you, Javier.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, not that we want to go, but we must. It's a wrap, guys.
Yep. Well, thank you all, and until next time.
Okay, so remember, like the song says, you can't. What is it? You can't go, but you can't stay here. So you don't have to go, but you can't stay here.
Exactly. Okay, this is it for today. Thank you for tuning in, and remember to subscribe and share. Want to get in touch? Check out our YouTube channel where you can comment on our videos, or you can find us on social media. We're everywhere except for X and Threads as @USPK English, the one with the yellow logo. For more information about us, please visit our website. And remember,
Perfect practice.
Makes perfect.
all right, until next time.
See you then.
Bye-bye.